So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first webinar for end users training. This will be a series of webinars where we'll focus on different topics. This first webinar will be a generic one where we'll go through the products and how to use them. And in the future, we are looking to have more focused webinars, either in different cleaning methods, specific products, coatings, and go more into that in depth in the topics. First, let me know if you can hear me well, just to make sure that everything is going okay. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. And I will open your mic and we can talk. Let's make this more of a conversation than something very formal. We are not that many, so let's keep it informal. And any question that you may have during the presentation, just let me know. I'll gladly stop and explain any doubts that you may have. Okay. So we'll go into different topics today. We'll start going through what the manufacturers say about PV cleaning. It's still somewhat a young topic for the manufacturers, but it's improving. Our product range and what makes us different from typical cleaning agents, the technologies within our products, the letters of conformity from the manufacturers that we have, which type of soiling and contaminants are suited for each product, the best practices when using our products, common mistakes or common misuses of the product, natural to people that are first using the products. There is a learning curve in using our products. We are aware of that. So we want to provide as much information as possible so you can be efficient from day one. Troubleshooting unknown soiling and contaminants. Some soiling can be easy to identify. Others, it's guesswork. And it's a trial and error situation. The cleaning methods versus product. Some products are more suited for semi-automated cleaning, others are more suited for manual, and others can be used in both. We'll talk about dosing pumps because it's a very efficient way and easy way to use our products, in making sure that you are always using the correct dilution and not overusing products or not getting the right concentration. Lastly, I'll go into the return on investment of doing a specialized cleaning and using a soil mitigation coating, for example. So you can have an idea on the time for the return on investment and how we do the math, so you can also add that to your offers, add that to your selling points. When the customer says that it's too expensive, and it happens a lot because they are comparing a specialized cleaning with a traditional cleaning, you have tools and numbers to present them, stating that there is return on investment. It's not a cost. They are investing to get their money back quickly. So starting with the limitations and the guidelines from the manufacturers. First, in order for a product to be suitable for the solar industry, there are some requirements that are more or less common requirements by the manufacturers. One is being biodegradable and environmentally friendly. It doesn't make sense to be products that are not biodegradable on a green industry, and especially when you are working on farmlands where you can have cattle next to the modules. You need to be sure that will be no influence on the soil itself, but also on any cattle that is doing vegetation control, for example. Of course, zero harm to all materials of the PV modules. Even if you are using the product straight out of the drum, you need to be sure that it will not damage the modules in any way or in any of its components, aluminium, the anti-reflective coating, the silicone seals. You need to be sure that you won't be liable for any damages. No interference in the light transmission. Any residue that it's left on the solar module, it will be blocking light, therefore stealing production from the module itself. So any coating that you use or any product should be easily rinsed off and leave no traces of it. Not interfering in the performance or the lifetime of the anti-reflective coating. Also very important, the anti-reflective coating represents up to 3% of the total production of the panel. It's heavily connected to the warranty of the panels. So if you damage the coating by using a cleaning agent, you will be liable for the loss of the warranty. Also, it needs to be compatible with the most common cleaning methods and equipment. You need to be sure that the product can be used without disrupting the traditional cleaning methods for solar panels. If you go into the O&M manuals of the manufacturers regarding the cleaning of their modules, these 4 points are the most common ones to be found. Some go more into detail, others are more generic. We are working with the manufacturers to define a minimum standard, quality of water, safety for the cleaning products. Those are some points that need to be standardized in the industry for sure, and we are working with the manufacturers to level the standards in the industry. So once again, the cleaning agents must be environmentally friendly and approved by them. Soft water should be used. They don't require pure water, even though pure water is a very good option for cleaning solar panels. You'll be sure that you won't have any traces of minerals in the end. Pure water is not a competitor to chemicals. We always recommend rinsing with pure water to have the best finish possible in the panels. Cleaning in the beginning or the end of the day because of thermal shock, and also reducing the electrocution risks. You cannot shut off a PV module. As long as there is light, there is current available. So you need to be careful. It's not like cleaning glass. It's a different world. Even the PPEs need to be different. And thermal shock, especially on very hot days, is something that you need to have in mind if you are throwing cold water directly on a very hot surface. Finally, scrapers and high pressure machines are not allowed for obvious reasons. Scrapers will damage the coating. They might leave some permanent scratches, so they are not allowed. High pressure machines, in some anti-reflective coatings, they can damage them. Anti-reflective coatings can be quite soft, quite brittle, so it's quite risky. But the main reason is you may blow off a seal while using high pressure machine, but will lead to water ingress and then corrosion, delamination. Once you blow a seal on a module, it's done. It's a question of time until the module is dead, and it can be a fire hazard, especially. So, cleaning is nowadays acknowledged by most manufacturers. There are still some manufacturers that say that the panels are self-cleaning, but fortunately only the smallest ones, the big ones are now much more aware of the reality of the solar panels, where self-cleaning is still not a reality, maybe in the future as technology develops. But currently, you need to clean them. And if you don't, what will happen is most commonly there will be hot spots created on the panel itself. Any blockage of light may lead to an hotspot. You can see on the top pictures where you barely see on the left picture the soil banding next to the bottom frame, but once you go thermal, you can immediately see that there are hot spots there. Those hot spots, if left unattended for a long time, they will lead to permanent damage to the panel itself. You can see on the bottom picture a bird dropping, which at first sight might not be very concerning, but once you go to the thermal imaging, you'll see that there is a very bright hot spot on that area. It has to do with the way that panels work. A simplistic way of explaining it is basically you are strangling the flow of current in that cell, and it leads to overheating. Because the cell to work properly needs to have the same light that all other cells are receiving. Of course, if not of hot spots, some contaminants will degrade the aluminium. The aluminium will degrade the silicone, which will lead to water infiltration, and once again corrosion on all the connections, the lamination of the panel itself. So it's another hazard and also a fire hazard. And finally, you can wear off the anti-reflective coating much faster. We have cases, for example, when next to cement plants, where the cement dust settled on the modules for 2, 3, 4 years. And after that time, even with a specialized cleaning, you see that the coating has worn off, is being damaged, and you can see like a matte finish to the panel. Even though the surface is smooth, you can see that there is degradation of the coating itself. All this combined will lead to financial losses. We have seen losses over 100%, where the inverter wasn't even starting on very dusty areas, especially if you go stone dust, cement dust, metal oxides. You can get to a point where the loss is total, but it's still recoverable. The lifespan of the modules will be reduced. Also, they will be worn off faster. The seals will not last as long, and they will start being damaged much sooner than the 15 to 20 years that they are supposed to last. And finally, your investment will be delayed. Anyone that has solar panels is expecting a fast return on investment, especially nowadays with the cost of energy. But if you are removing production from it, it will take you a long time to get your money back. So these are all important points to mention to your customers if you are a cleaner, to make them aware that cleaning is not just about production, also is about keeping your panels safe and reducing hazards in the future. Here you can see some examples of losses on specific cases like cement dust, where you can easily go over 40% losses. On the picture itself, it's above 70 before cleaning, and you can see that after cleaning they are almost at 100% production. They look new. Bird droppings also can be much more damaging than even the cement dust. Although the losses are lower, the hotspot risk is much higher, and 15% can be quite easy to achieve. But usually they clean off really well, and you just need to proper clean them to get back to where they were. Fungi also very easy to steal production from the panels. If you have a mix of hot weather, humidity, and sun and shade throughout the day, that's when you have the most probability of getting fungi. Or in very specific cases, like for example next to distilleries, there is a specific type of fungi that grows next to the distilleries because it feeds on the alcohol. So if you go to a whiskey factory or to a vodka factory or something like that, you'll see probably that the walls are black from that fungi. And if you install panels, the fungi will be on the panel itself. It's the example on the image. This is in a distillery where you can see the black fungi almost completely blocking the light from the panels. But once again, with the proper cleaning, they can get back to their initial shape to 100% production with a specialized cleaning. Metal oxides also quite common in metal industries. If you have chimneys, exhausts to the roof, you can easily get the rust on top of the panels. It will stick to the panel quite hard, and without the specialized cleaning agent, it's almost impossible to remove. You can brush as much as you want, but it will not be coming out. This picture is a very extreme case where there was an accident with a chimney and all the dust fell on top of the modules, and that's why you see a very thick layer on the modules, and it's flaking off, but still leaving a residue on the module. Lichen, also a very common problem in Northern Europe, Central Europe, the UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany. It's quite common to appear. It's probably one of the worst things to have on PV modules, because they really adhere to the surface. They have tentacles that go into the pores, and it can be very, very hard to remove without the proper technique and product. Before we develop a specific product, the most common solution would be to scrape it off, but still using a scraper, all the roots of the lichen will still be on the module itself. But now with our product it becomes easier, still not easy, but easier to remove. Paint overspray, also common in countries like the United States and Australia, where they spray paint the houses. Here in Europe, houses are more roller painted, not really spray painted, but you can still find in Europe, especially in the industries where they have painting booths and they have the exhausts going to the roof, it can be quite easy to see overspray on the modules. And the easiest way would be to use a paint thinner on the module, but once you use a paint thinner on a module, it will probably be damaging the anti-reflective coating, and the manufacturers do not allow any type of solvents to be used to clean. So we developed a specific product for that is water-based to solve this type of issues. So these all represent losses that can be above 15%, 25%, in several cases above 50%, and we'll see later that you don't need a big loss to pay for the cleaning. Now that we have identified the different problems, I will go into our products and what they do and why we developed them. First, we have the soiling mitigation coatings. We have two types of coatings: the anti-static coatings and the hydrophobic coatings. The anti-static coatings are the most common ones that we sell. They can be used worldwide. You don't need a specific climate to be at peak performance. And you can find them on our Solar Wash Protect, which is a 2-in-1. It's a pH neutral cleaning agent, and it has in its formula our patented anti-static coating. So as you are cleaning with the Solar Wash Protect, you are applying a coating, and you will get the coating after brushing and rinsing. So it's a very easy way to get your panels protected with the anti-static coating. The anti-static solar armor, we now have the new version, the 2.0, which lasts a year, and it's designed to be applied with robots and brushes on tractors. Robots like the Solar Clino or the Sunex, and brushes on tractors like the Sunbrush. It's just mix it in the water and clean normally as you would with just water, and as you are cleaning, you are applying the coating on the panels. We have the Chemitek, which is a specific coating for concentrated solar power plants, CSP plants. It's a niche market where they have very specific equipment to clean, but CSP plants are cleaned 24/7, so they are always cleaning the plant because they need to maximize the reflectivity of the mirrors. The other type of coatings that we have are the hydrophobic coatings that we recommend for rainy areas where there is constant presence of water in the panels, like tropical areas, Northern Europe, where it rains a lot and where the water repellency of the coating can help keep the panels cleaner by creating bigger droplets and making them remove more dust as they fall down the panel. The IGP is also an hydrophobic coating, but it's a long-lasting one. The application method is not like the anti-static solar armor or the Solar Defender, where you just mix it in the cleaning water and you apply during the cleaning. The IGP, the Industrial Glass Protect, it needs to be polished into the glass. So it's a good option for new panels before being installed, where you can have protection that goes from 3 to 5 years. But once they are installed, it becomes harder to apply. So we usually advise going to the Solar Defender because it's a much simpler way of getting the hydrophobic coating. On the contaminant removal agents, we have the cement removal agent, designed for cement dust and stone dust. The metal oxides removal agent for any type of rust or metal oxides like aluminum oxide, also quite common. We have used it in combination with a CRA, with the cement removal agent, on cases of special types of cement, where they use metal oxides in the formula, so we need to combine it. The lichen removal agent for lichens, for fungi, and extreme organic soiling, where you need a stronger cleaning power for extreme problems. The paint removal agent for paint overspray, either water-based paint or solvent-based paint, and the water softening agent for treating the water. If you don't have a reverse osmosis system or the ionizing resin system, you can use a water softening agent to mix in the water. It will catch all the ions that will stain the module and soften the water, so you can use it to rinse and not have any spots after drying. The one missing here is the one that we launched last month, which is the drone solar cleaning agent, which is a specific cleaning product to use with drones, where it's a touchless cleaning agent, where you just spray the product, you wait 5 minutes, and then you rinse it off to remove organic soil. So it's a complement to our range for those special cases where drone cleaning is the best option for cleaning solar. We know that it's hard to compare drone cleaning with a brush of any type of brush. The agitation helps improve the quality of the cleaning, but in those cases where drone is the best option, we have added this product to our range of products, so you can be more efficient when using a drone. So all our products are developed by us in our laboratory here in Portugal, in our head office. They are not products that were taken from general purpose cleaning or something like that and brought to solar. No, they were developed from scratch for solar and with solar in mind. Our anti-soiling coatings, they are patented, both the anti-static and the hydrophobic coatings. They are biodegradable and environmentally friendly. The use of our products is a CO2 negative process. So the fact that we are recovering energy production makes the use of the products a CO2 process. It will largely overcome the impact of producing the products themselves with the added production and the CO2 emissions that we'll be recovering or avoiding by using the products. We work with TUV Sud to certify the products for solar. TUV Sud is the German laboratory that certifies the panels themselves. So they are quite knowledgeable on panels and light transmission and power output. So they are the lab to go to make sure that our products are safe for all materials, that they do not interfere with light transmission also. And we have all the products certified by them. We have conformity letters from 17 different manufacturers of PV modules. We have, for example, JA Solar, Trina and Longi that have approved the full range of products nowadays, and Runergy also. And we are working every day to have more letters of conformity from the manufacturers, so that when you are using our products, you are sure that you will not have any liability issues. You don't want to be liable for making your customer lose the warranty by using an unapproved product. Finally, we by the end of last year, we had the tests made for the safety to use the Solar Wash Protect and the water softening agent on floating plants, which means that you can use the product without damaging any fishes or algae or any aquatic life underneath the plant. We have the test reports for that. If you are going to clean floating plant where bird droppings are usually a big mess, and you need help from a cleaning agent to reduce the number of passes that you do with a robot or with your rotary brush, we have the report that you can present to your customer, to the owner of the plant, stating that the Solar Wash Protect can be used on the cleaning and it will not damage the aquatic life underneath the plant. So, going into the technologies present in our products, we have 7 of them applied to different products. We have the AluProtect, which is an aluminum protection to allow the use of non-pH neutral active principles. The Solar Wash Protect is pH neutral, but the removal agents are not pH neutral, but we made the formula safe to be used even if it's not neutral. We have an end up from Abdul Jabur. Just a second. Go ahead, you should have your mic available.
So sorry, I have a question about which is you represent the products. Just imagine it look like oil has been spilled on the panel surface. What type of products can be used to remove it?
Sorry, can you repeat, because
Okay.
My sound is a little bit low.
Okay, it looks like oil has been spilled on the panel surface.
Mm-hmm.
What type of product can be used to remove it?
For oil and
oil, oil, yes.
For oil, you can use the Solar Wash Protect,
yes,
because it has a lot of surfactants and detergents, and it can remove oil contamination from the modules. If it's an extreme contamination, then we can go to the lichen removal agent, which is also good for extreme organic contamination. We consider oil contamination as organic. So if start with the Solar Wash Protect. If the contamination is too extreme for the Solar Wash Protect, then you can try the lichen removal agent.
Which type of can be used? LREA?
When it's oily contamination, probably an hydrophobic coating makes more sense, because the hydrophobic coatings are also oleophobic, so they will also repel oil.
So I should use WCSA.
The solar
oil. I mean,
to clean, you can use the Solar Wash Protect, and to maintain, you can use this Solar Defender, the DSD, which is the hydrophobic coating to mix in the water.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, continuing. So the AluProtect, as I was saying, is for protecting the aluminium from non-pH neutral products, and it's present on the CRA, the LRA, the PRA, and the MRA. which are the non-pH neutral cleaning agents. The water softening agent has the multi-ion capture, which means it will capture not just the calcium in the water, but also the magnesium, the sodium, the ions, and many others. So if your water is richer in magnesium, for example, you can be sure that there will be no impact on the performance of the water softening agent. The instant react is present on the cement removal agent, and the metal oxide removal agent is a visible reaction of the product when in contact with a contaminant. So that way you can have visual validation if the product is the right one for the contaminant that you are facing. So Goodwill wants to talk. Let me just open your mic. Go ahead. I'll use phones now to see if I can hear better. You should be able to open your mic, Goodwill.
Yes, so you have taken us through all the detergents, cleaning the detergents. Are there any specific cleaning tools that can be used as pertaining to each of the cleaning agent?
The cleaning? I didn't understand the second word. The cleaning?
Yeah, I mean, are there any specific cleaning tools apart from the cleaning? Okay. Yes, yeah.
Well, we'll go into that after this chapter, where we'll talk about how to use the product with a different cleaning equipment, and also go into the dosing pumps, which can be a good addition to the cleaning process. So we'll go into that in the presentation, and we'll also have some examples of videos of our users using the products. So to finalize, we have the active bond breaker, which is present in the LRA and the PRA, where we added active principles that are designed to release the contaminant from the module without damaging the module. The idea is that you break the bond between the contaminant and the surface, so you can remove it without having to use a scraper or something similar, where just a stiff bristle brush should be enough. The anti-static Easy Plus is present on all our anti-static products: Solar Wash Protect, the anti-static Solar Armor, and the Chemitek, which is basically you just need to add the product to the water. There is no pre-cleaning needed to apply the coating. You just clean normally as you would with the water or a cleaning agent, and at the end of the cleaning you will get the coating on the panel, because it's the brushing of the product against the panel that makes the coating adhere. Our coatings are water-based, they are not solvent-based or alcohol-based, so they need the mechanical action of the bristles against the surface to promote the adhesion of the coating to the surface itself. The hydrophobic Easy Plus, similarly to the anti-static Easy Plus, is also to be diluted directly in the water, no pre-cleaning needed. You just clean normally as you would with just water, and you get the protection in the end. The advanced low adhesion comes to all the coatings, where besides being hydrophobic, besides being anti-static, they are all anti-adherent. They all have anti-adherent properties, and we use those properties a lot on problems like cement dust and metal oxides dust, where you, more than reducing the buildup, which is also important, you want to make sure that the contamination doesn't re-stick to the module after the cleaning. So by applying a coating, you can reduce that adhesion during a longer period of time, and hopefully set up a cleaning schedule in between that can avoid the need of always being used a specialized cleaning agent to remove that contaminant. By using a coating, you should be able to clean the plant for 3, 4, 5 times before you need to reapply the specialized cleaning agent to get the contaminant out. So letters of conformity, as I told you, we have 17 manufacturers at the moment that have issued letters of conformity. The biggest ones in the world, that's where we focused also. These 17 represent over 90% of the world production of solar panels. So we cover very well a good percentage of the market with these conformity letters, but we are always in talks with them to approve the full range. We started with the Solar Wash Protect, which was our first product to come to the market, and it's still the one with the most letters. But now we are working to have all other products approved by the biggest ones, and Longi and JA Solar for now are ahead with the ones having all the range approved. Runnergy also has approached us, and we have worked together to get all the approvals from the different products. So it's a work in process, but I believe we cover the largest majority of the market already with this. If, for example, you are on a project where your client is requiring a letter of conformity, come to us. We'll work with the client to get to the local representative of that brand, to work together to get to that letter of conformity. We know that manufacturers are always more motivated to issue a letter of conformity if they have a real problem to solve. So that's why it's always easier than once you identify a problem and you need to solve it, we work with the manufacturer to get the approval for the product. So, as I told you before, for organic soiling, the two products that are most suited are the Solar Wash Protect and the lichen removal agent. Nowadays, we added the drone solar cleaning agent also for this range of problems. We also have these three products work well in Greece, as we were talking about, so that if you are facing any oily residues, any grease coming from a chimney for example, for an industrial kitchen or something like that, these are the three go-to products to solve it. The most common types of soiling that you find on panels: dust, bird droppings, pollen, beeswax, ambient pollution. These are the products for you. So start with the Solar Wash Protect or the drone solar cleaning agent. And if you don't have the results that you are seeking, then the lichen removal agent has a stronger cleaning power and can be a good option to solve it. Once you go to the contaminant side, like paint, metal dust, cement, lichen, fungi, that's where you have the specialized cleaning agents, like the cement removal agent for cement and limestone dust. Metal dust, you have the metal oxides removal agent. Lichen and fungi, you have the lichen removal agent. Paint overspray, the paint removal agent. So they are specialized for one or two main contaminants per product. Hard water stains, also quite common if the customer has a sprinkler system, for example, next to the plants, or if there are AC units, the condensation from the air conditioning units falling on top of the modules, you might have hard water stains, and that's where the use of the cement removal agent will help you, because most of the hard water stains are calcium, and the CRA is designed to handle calcium. If you want to avoid the staining, of course, you have the water softening agent that will catch all the hard water minerals so that you can rinse off the modules without leaving any stains on it. Some specialized problems like bitumen and silicone stains can be solved partially with a paint removal agent, but those can be quite hard to make work because they are very strong contaminants. The PRA will help, but there will be a lot of brushing involved because the PRA is not strong enough to handle these type of problems. If it's a slight contamination, it will help you, but if it's a very high contamination, you will probably just need to replace the module or go full power and hope for the best with a strong solvent or something like that. But in those cases, the warranty is for sure gone. So some best practices when using our products. It's talking about the learning curve of using our products. All our products are concentrated, with the exception of the industrial glass protect. Otherwise, all of them are concentrated, so you need to dilute them. In some cases, the dilution is fixed, like the coatings, and on others, the contaminant removal agents, you can play with the dilution according to the expected results. A product like the cement removal agent can go from 1 to 3, 1 to 2, to 1 to half in some cases, or even pure on extreme cases. The metal oxides removal agent, 1 to 5 up to 1 to 2, depends. The solar wash protect is even more versatile. It can go from 1 to 50 to 1 to 500, depending on the way that you are using it. So make sure to check our technical data sheet and our user guides to have the recommendation on the dilution, and then adjust based on the results. An important point is that when using the specialized cleaning agents like the CRA, the MRA, the LRA, and the PRA, you should apply it on dry panels. You want to make sure that the contaminant is soaked with the product and not having water there diluting more the product. Because if you soak before the contaminant with water, it will not absorb the product. So start with dry panels. You can wash them before to remove any loose materials. but let them dry before applying our products. If you are using the products on panels that are too hot or too cold, the products will be less efficient. If they are too hot, they will evaporate quite quickly and not have enough time to act. If they are near freezing, it will just freeze the product because it's water-based, so the freezing point is similar to water. It will freeze and it will not do anything. So it will become ice and not do anything. Some of the products you can use with your normal brush, like Solar Wash Protect. It can be easily used with a normal brush. But once you go to contaminants, you should have with you a stiffer brush with stiffer bristles, because you will need that added power on the brushing together with the product to make you faster. Okay, make sure that the bristles are not so hard that they can damage the panels, but not too soft. For example, for the lichen removal agent, the LRA will soften the lichen, but you need a stiffer bristle to remove the lichen once it's softened. So when using a robot, some manufacturers like Solar Clino have different stiffness of bristles to use. Having two options can also be interesting. Another point is make sure, especially on contaminants that are uniform to the panel, like cement dust, make sure to apply enough product to cover the entire surface to soak the contaminant to a point where the product can reach the glass, because the idea is to get the product all the way down to the glass and it releases the contaminant from the surface. So make sure that you use enough product to cover the entire surface, but also avoid runoffs. Any runoff from the product, it's waste product. So it's a balance between making sure that you have enough product to soak the contaminant, but not too much where you can see just the product running off from the module. Some products need time to act, like the lichen removal agent, the paint removal agent, and now with the drone solar cleaning agent. They need time to act before to make them work. So remind of that, because if you just spray, brush and rinse, you have limited effect. The CRA, the MRA, and the PRA should not be allowed to dry, because if you let them dry, the contaminant will re-harden in some cases, especially on the cement side. You want to brush while the product is still active and still wet. On the cases like the Solar Wash Protect or the LRA, not so critical. The water will reactivate the product and you can brush it after drying. But the CRA, the MRA, and the PRA, you should not let them dry before brushing and rinsing. When using the removal agents and the Solar Wash Protect, make sure to brush and rinse the panels always. Okay. Besides the drone solar cleaning agent, we don't have any spray and rinse product. Okay, all the others need brushing to work, and the cleaning agents need to be rinsed off because they will foam. And you will need to remove that foam from the modules. Not different from washing your car. You can use shampoo for the car, brush the entire car, and in the end you need to rinse it off to remove the foam from the car. The use of soft or demineralized water also recommended to avoid the stains after drying. You can use the RO in DI systems or our water softening agent, or even in some cases that we have some customers that are next to power plants and they have access to the distilled water. also a great option to use. As long as it's soft or pure, it's a good water to rinse the modules. If when using our products you still are not getting the results that you are expecting, you need to have in mind that sometimes you need to apply the product more than once. If it's a very old contaminant that it's been on the modules for several years, one application might not be enough. You might need to apply it twice or thrice. So there is no one size fits all for cleaning. You need to check the state of the plant and run some tests to see if one pass is enough or if you'll need 2 or 3, depending on the seriousness of the problem. Also, have confirmation on the type of soiling or contaminant that is on the modules is very important, because then we can point you to the right product. But of course, in some situations, it's guesswork, and in that cases, we will need some troubleshooting. For that, we have divided our products in two. Is it organic or inorganic? Do you know which type of contaminant that you are dealing with? If it's organic contaminant, then start with the Solar Wash Protect. If the Solar Wash Protect works, great. If not, go with the LRA to check the results. If it works, once again, great. If it doesn't, then come to us. Talk to us. We'll try to see what would be the best approach based on our experience, different cleaning methods, combination of products, and what could be done, any other tests that could be done to try to get to the results that you are seeking. If it's inorganic, if it's none of the normal stuff that you can find on panels, and then start by doing small-scale tests on a panel or a few cells, just to find the product that works. Start with the CRA. If it works, great. If not, try the MRA. If it doesn't work, then go to the PRA. And if it still doesn't work, then come to us. And we'll try to see if there is a combination of products that might work. You can see on the picture, for example, where you can see a drum of cement removal agent and one of the metal oxides removal agent, because this is a cement plant that makes a special type of cement that uses metal oxides. So they needed to apply the cement removal agent first and then the metal oxides removal agent. So the first pass we would remove the cement part, and on the second pass we removed the metal oxides. Just using one product or the other was not enough. So the combination of two got the good results. And this, for example, this test was made manually with just a canister and a small brush. So then we can help you define the cleaning procedure to make you efficient. For example, when using a robot, this one was cleaned with a robot, for example. And how can I use your products with a robot in the most efficient way, for example. So, talking about using the products according to the cleaning method, we have two types of using the product. One is pre-spraying, where you just dilute, spray the product on the module. You come and brush with a manual brush, rotary brush, a robot, and any other type of cleaning equipment. and you rinse in the end, and you are done. The other type of the other way you can use it is mixed in the cleaning water, where you just add the product directly into the water tank, or use a dosing pump to mix the product in real time and send it to the robot or to the rotary brush or to any other type of cleaning equipment. It depends on the scale that you are using the product, the cleaning method also. So there are several options when using our products, and we have the user guides that go through the main ones. We have like 3 or 4 different types of using each product according to the cleaning method. So the main types of the main cleaning equipment that it's used for solar cleaning are the water-fed poles, the manual brushes, the rotary brushes that are becoming more and more common nowadays. We prefer the electric ones because you can brush without adding water. It's quite important for us because it means that you can pre-spray the product, brush without water, and then use the water to rinse. Some products like to be brushed in dry without any water to really get into the contamination. When going product by product, the Solar Wash Protect can be pre-sprayed or mixed in the cleaning water, depending on the dilution on the desired outcome. The coatings are all designed to be mixed in the cleaning water and brushed during the cleaning. The specialized cleaning agents like the cement removal agent, the lichen removal agent, the metal oxides, paint removal agent are all to be pre-sprayed before brushing, and the water softening agent needs to be mixed in the cleaning water to treat the water before cleaning. So here are some examples of using the Solar Wash Protect, for example, where you just spray the product on the panel, come with a brush and without any water, you brush the product into the panel, and then the third step, you rinse, you open the water and you rinse while brushing also, and you get the full results of a perfect cleaning and also the coating being applied into the panel. When using a rotary brush, there are 2 options that you can use. One is you pre-spray the product on the panel, and then you come with the brush without water, and you brush the product into the panel. This is an electric brush, so it's easy not to have water. If you use water-driven brushes, this solution is not the best because you'll be rinsing the product before having the opportunity to brush it, and that's where you can use the other option, where you just mix the product directly into the cleaning water and you brush and apply the product at the same time, where the product is just going through the brush itself, and finally you need to rinse. On the left case, you also need to rinse in the end. On all cases, when using a cleaning agent, you always need to rinse with soft water to make sure it will not leave any stains. When using a robot, there are also different options that you can use. You can spray first, like you see on the left. This is our friends from Ireland, Solar Clean Robotics, where they have a warehouse next to the sea with bird droppings. And what they did is they just pre-sprayed the Solar Wash Protect on the bird droppings, and then they come with the robot, where the front brush does not have any water, is dry brushing the product, and the back brush has soft water and it's doing the rinsing. So they are doing the 2 steps in one pass, because this robot allows to only have water in one brush if you want. The second option is to mix the product directly in the cleaning water and use the robot to brush and to spray and brush at the same time. This is a good option if you want to use the Solar Wash Protect and still have the anti-static coating in the end after the cleaning. If you are not looking to have the anti-static protection in the end, you can increase the dilution of the Solar Wash Protect, mix it in the cleaning water, and do a rinseless cleaning. So it works more like an additive to the water, where it enhances your cleaning capacity, but you don't have the need for the added step of the rinsing stage. So it's a very good option when you are facing tougher soiling, but you don't want to have the additional step of rinsing with the robot. So the disadvantage is that you will not get the coating on the panels because the dilution will just be too high for the coating, but you still have the cleaning capacity given by the detergent and the surfactants present in the Solar Wash Protect. On the cement removal agent, once again, two options. You pre-spray and then you come with the brush, and you either do dry brushing or you immediately do the brush and rinsing step, or you apply it through the brush, mix in the cleaning water, and you are brushing and applying the product at the same time, as you can see on the right. We usually advise on serious cases like on the right to apply the product and then brush without water and finally rinse with water. And you can see that the same cleaning equipment did all three. And what they did, they just had two hoses to the rooftop, where one was with the product and the one was with just water. So, and they just changed the supply between steps. And you can see that the results are quite different from the state that the plant was. Finally, with the robot, two options. Once again, you spray on the module, you brush without water with the robot. And in this case, the sense of rotation of the brushes are with the movement. You don't want to push the product off the panel. You want to keep it on the panel, so the rotation is with the movement to push the product inside the robot. And then you brush and rinse already with the brushes at the normal sense of rotation, pushing the water off the panel. Or you can use the robot to apply the product. In this case, this is a Sunex robot on a plant in Spain, where they use the robot as the sprayer system. And in this case, they had two hoses, one going to the front brush, the other going to the back brush, and they chose when they were applying the product and when they were brushing and rinsing. So this was the most efficient way that they found to clean that plant specifically, and it's also a very good addition on large rooftops, for example. Talking about the lichen removal agent, you can see here a little bit of the before and after. You can see that the lichen were dry and white and stuck to the modules before applying the product. After applying the product and waiting the 10 to 20 minutes, you can see that the lichen becomes softer and with just a finger, it comes off quite easily, and the end results are good as new panels. So, of course, this is a light contamination with lichen. It's still a lot of work, but not the most critical. On the right, you see the state the panels were on a different installation, much larger lichen, and also various other small ones already starting to appear. But still, the product worked. You can see once the lichen turns green, it means that the product has done its work. So, and you should be able to get the easier step of brushing. But once again, lichen is the worst thing you can have on a module, and you might need to apply more than once. Okay. On the left, it was just one time that they applied, and it was enough to get everything off. On the right side, on this case specifically, if I'm not mistaken, they applied at least twice. So because it's a much serious case. On fungi contamination using the lichen removal agent, it's simpler. Fungi can be hard if you are cleaning with just water, but when using the lichen removal agent, it becomes much simpler. You can see that you just need to spray it, and after waiting, you'll see that it's already soft, and you can just brush it off without much effort. And in the end, you'll get shiny modules looking good as new after cleaning. The metal oxides removal agent it's very similar to the CRA when it comes to being used. On some types of metal oxides, you can see a reaction like the one you see on the spraying stage. On some other types of metal oxides, the reaction will not be so noticeable. So you can still pre-spray it, or also going through the robot itself. It will not damage the robot in any way or shape. It's safe for the cleaning equipment also. So you can just spray it first, or also go through the robot if it's easier for a specific installation. When talking about mixing the product in the cleaning water, a very good solution to have on your arsenal of equipment is a dosing pump. Dosing pumps will allow you to add the product in real time without having to use a tank. For example, you can have your water tank and keep the water clean without any product, and use it for rinsing. And you just add the product with a dosing pump as you need, and you can even have a second hose with fresh water to rinse, going to the robot, for example. So it's a very interesting addition to your cleaning setup, because you can have the product mixed correctly every time without having to use a tank and without having to waste product. For example, imagine that you mixed 300 liters of product, but then you just used 200, and you bring back 100 liters that you might not need anytime soon. So with this, you can optimize the use of the product. Just a small note: some products like the cement removal agent and the metal oxide removal agent, especially, the dosing pumps are limited to the lowest dilution they can do. So you might need a different setup for those products, For all the others that are listed, we recommend the pumps from Dosatron, which is a European manufacturer that makes these pumps. They are driven by the water pressure, so you don't need any power outlet, you don't need any generator to make it work. You just connect the water to the pump, and it's the water pressure that drives the pump. We now have these pumps in stock. If you want to have access to them, especially outside Europe, where they are harder to find. Finally, return on investment. Although a specialized cleaning will be, on several cases, much more expensive than a traditional cleaning, a normal cleaning with water and solar wash protect, for example. When using a contaminant removal agent, like this case with CRA, you are talking about losses that are much higher than 3, 5, or even 10%. And your customer will probably tell you that they don't have the budget, or the price is just too high, doesn't make sense. The reality is that a specialized cleaning, in most cases, will have a few weeks for return on investment. On this case that you have here for the CRA, if we are considering a loss of 40%, which is low for a cement problem, based on our experience, we are talking more into 50 to 70% usually of losses. But even if you are as low as 40, the cleaning still makes sense. On a 10 megawatt plant, you are talking about losses of around 700,000 euros per year. Considering all the assumptions that you see on the bottom, cost of electricity and the irradiance of that region. Of course, depending on the country, the same panel will produce more or less energy according to the irradiance available. But considering an average of 1,500 kilowatt hour per square meter per year, talking about 700,000 euros of losses per year. Using the CRA will cost around 30,000 euros. The labor costs on expensive country like Central Europe will cost you around 75,000 euros, which means that the cleaning cost will be around 100,000 euros, but it will represent a gain of 600,000 euros, which in the end, it's a return on investment of less than 2 months. It's a no-brainer. What happens in most cases is just the time to take a decision is longer than the return on investment. Most customers, if they just decided quickly, it would be cheaper for them than to be waiting and taking a long time to get the go-ahead to do the cleaning. So the return on investment is so quick that it's most times is quicker than than the decision time. So I see that David wants to, as a doubt. Let me just go ahead, David.
Good afternoon, Bruno, and thank you for the opportunity. So on the return on investment, I 100% agree that making swift and decisive decisions definitely do drive cash flow for your business. Obviously, depending on what industry you're working in, you would have other challenges associated with not just making the decision, but actually getting access to the products. So are business is primarily focused in the African region, where getting access to these products can sometimes be quite challenging, either requiring that you purchase the products at elevated rates from regions that have it available, as opposed to being able to acquire it from a local distributor. So maybe just on that, is there any kind of expansion or growth plans from Chemitek's side to help alleviate getting access to the products in a region like EMEA in particular?
And the reason like? Didn't understand.
So my question is basically, it's difficult to get large quantities of Chemitek products in Africa. Is there a potential solution or collaboration to have that resolved in the future?
We are currently in Africa. We are present with distributors in South Africa and Kenya. We are also working with a partner in Nigeria, still at a young stage, but also Northern Africa. We are present in Algeria and starting to work also with a partner in Morocco. So we are looking into expanding our reach into Africa for sure. We have countries like Angola nowadays also investing a lot in solar, and solar is an amazing solution for Africa. I've worked in South Africa and Angola in the past, and knowing the reality, for sure, solar will be king in Africa. So we are fully aware of that, and we are trying to find the right partners to work with in Africa. We are quite happy with the ones we have, but Africa is over 50 countries, and currently we are like in 5. So it's a process, and we are looking to expand for sure.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that comment. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, David. So this is talking the specialized cleaning, like using the CRA, where you have heavy losses and where it will pay for the product rather quickly. When talking about using a soil mitigation coating, we are usually talking about smaller losses. The traditional dust and pollen, for example, soiling, where you can get to 5 to 10% losses. And we have here, for example, just to give you an idea on how fast the use of a coating can have return. Imagine that we are losing 10% for soiling on a dusty environment, and you applied the anti-static coating. That anti-static coating, on average, will recover around 30% of the losses. So if you are losing 10%, you'll have 3% of additional gains. Not additional gains, but recovering 3% of losses, which on a 100 megawatt plant will be around 270,000 euros per year. And having in mind that the cost per application, and it's a yearly application nowadays with, for example, the anti-static solar armor 2.0, it will cost you around 12,000 euros. Doing the return on investment on that, we are talking about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks easily. So it's also a no-brainer, but we know that the industry is also still getting a feeling for the soil mitigation coatings, There are many variables that influence the performance of a coating. Some as simple as the tilt of the module. If you have horizontal modules, any antistatic properties will not have effect. You will still have the anti-adherent part, but the antistatic or the hydrophobic properties will be minimal because dirt cannot fall off of the module. So we have one more question. Go ahead, you can unlock your mic, Abdul Jabbar.
So after using Solar Wash Protect, stains are left surface solar panel.
After using the Solar Wash Protect, you get
stains. Yeah.
It stays there
stains, surface. Yes.
Yeah, for half a month, for half a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the case of Solar Wash Protect, is 6 months.
Yeah. No. I mean, after using the Solar Wash Protect, the surface solar panel become stains. Stains are left. Surface stains. Yeah. Yes, stains.
You probably need to rinse it.
Stains.
Probably the rinsing was not completely done. It's the only way you can see the Solar Wash Protect leaving any type of stains, because the coating is transparent. It doesn't. You cannot see the coating itself after applying. So if there are any stains on the module, either the rinsing was not properly done, or the water is hard, and what you see on the modules after rinsing is the minerals that are left by the hard water. So those are the two cases where I see that stains can appear after using the Solar Wash Protect.
So reason is the problem was the water, yes? You mean?
Probably it's the water that is not treated, it's hard water and it's leaving stains. The easiest way to solve it without having to make big investments would be just to add the water softening agent to the water, so it would capture all the minerals and it won't leave any stains in the end. Or you can invest on water treatment system, like reverse osmosis system or resin system to treat the water before using it. So you have these two options, but usually if there are stains after the cleaning, it has to do with the water that it's hard.
Okay, one more question. Before I give it, which product I have to use for remove oil? I don't understand correctly which is soil remediation coatings or contaminant removal agents.
To remove oil.
Yeah. Which is
start with the Solar Wash Protect.
Solar Wash Protect, yes. Is a solution. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So, any questions that you may have? We have a few minutes for that. Let's see here on the chat. Itoro, yes, we will send you the presentation to the email that you registered with, so it will be available. Olia has a question. Cooling tower. Okay, Olia. Actually, we are facing a lot of questions about the cooling towers on the rooftops. The most efficient product that we have for that at the moment is the cement removal agent, because the cement removal agent is designed to remove calcium, and the white layer that you see on the modules next to the cooling towers is the calcium from the water. Those are water droplets that fall on the modules, and they begin to create a layer on top of the modules that hardens, and it needs to be removed with a specific cleaning agent. And in our case, we have experience, for example, in the Philippines using the CRA. We have nowadays also in Vietnam. We have here in Portugal also. We found here in Portugal some. So it's a worldwide problem with the cooling towers, that where the radiators are facing the modules, and all those water droplets fall on the panels, and it slowly builds up to a whitish layer that can be quite hard to remove. So the other question, yes, we do provide technical support for the proper use of the product. We recommend that you download our user guides from the website for each product. Most of your questions will be answered there. And of course, if you have any questions, and if you still have any questions, you can contact your local distributor or come directly to us. Let us know which problem you have, which cleaning equipment you are using, and we can point you to the right cleaning method and to the right cleaning product. I can try to search it. Just give me a second. I should be able to show you the problem, for example. Here we go. I'll just share quickly this. Just a second. Let me just. Because this is quite recent, so I can show you a picture from yesterday where we were running tests on that. So I guess you can see now the picture. This is the picture that you are seeing. This is panels taken from a rooftop where they were contaminated with the cooling towers, the water coming from the cooling towers, and where we were testing different brushes using the CRA. The one on the right was too soft to remove everything. The one on the left was effective, but it was too abrasive, and it was damaging the coating. So we recommended the customer to try nylon brush pads or walnut brush pads to make sure that the coating is not damaged by the cleaning process. Philip, talking about the videos of the use of the products, we are compiling the videos. There are already some available on our YouTube channel. You can also check the Solar Cleaners Network, where we have videos on the products and how to use the products. But we are working to have user guides that are video based and not text based, such as the moment, to make it easier for you. Yeah, videos on the use of the products, they are on our roadmap, probably still this year. Unilift, yes, we can share with you as our distributor. We have a resource hub that you can access to have the videos for marketing usage. Yes. Regarding the temperature or weather restrictions when applying the product, when using any cleaning agent, we recommend to do it when it's not raining or when the panels are dry. Regarding the temperature, above 35-40 degrees, it will be hard to manage because the product will evaporate quite quickly, and below 0 to 5 degrees, when the product starts to freeze, it will be also hard to work with, because you'll just get the ice instead of the product. So between 5 to 35 should be the optimum ambient temperature to work with. We have countries where they use it at higher temperatures, but they need to move fast between the spraying and the brushing, not to let the product dry. Any other questions? We see that Lou is talking about the translation. We can make the presentation available in other languages, like French, which I believe to be, by the last name, be your mother tongue. We already have it in Spanish. We'll do a session this afternoon in Spanish, but we can translate the presentation to French and make it available in French also. Any other questions? If not, thank you so much for your presence. As I told you, this is the first of a series of webinars that we'll be doing. The idea is to go more into detail on how to use the products with manual cleaning or robot cleaning, talking about the coatings and the advantages of the coatings and how they work and what to expect. Those are all topics that we'll be going through on future webinars. We still don't have a specific timeline for them, but we will let you know on social media and also on our newsletter when the next webinars will be. So thank you for your time. Any other questions that you have in the future, feel free to send us an email at info@chemitek.pt. We'll be happy to help. This is what we do on a daily basis, is helping cleaners get the best results they can, solving problems, and see panels coming back to life. So thank you very much. See you on the next one.